Right now on Hoosier News Source, IU Greek Life is one of many schools experiencing major changes. Hear what the Interfraternity Council is doing about it.
And the Monroe County Jail has been experiencing overcrowding issues for years. Find out what causes it.
And I have the details on a blast of cold air late this week and what to expect this winter. These stories and more. Hoosier News Source starts now.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Hoosier News Source. I'm Anna Cannon.
And I'm Lauren Becker.
To start off the show, Brett Waltz joins us live in studio with the week's weather. Brett?
Thanks, Anna. If you take a look at our Wednesday forecast, we're going to be a bit chilly throughout the day, 44 degrees at 1 p.m., but we will start to drop to that more cold temperatures as we head into the evening hours. 5 p.m., 38 degrees, and then as we head into the nighttime hours, 32 degrees at 9 p.m. We'll have a very slight chance of rain throughout the day, and winds will start to get lighter as the day goes on. This cold air will linger in our area throughout the week with highs in the 30s, but we will stay dry until snow chances start to go up this Saturday. If you take a look at the setup for your Saturday, we have a low pressure system up in the Great Lakes with a cold front that will be moving through our area. This will lead to chances of snow across much of the Great Lakes and Midwest region. Now, as of now, it doesn't look like the snow will be very heavy. We could see an inch or two in areas with the highest snowfall, but it is something to keep in mind for your weekend plans. The cold and snowy weather could become common as we head into winter due to La Nina conditions near the equator. Now, La Nina is simply colder than normal temperatures near the coast of South America along the equator. This typically leads to mild conditions in the southern United States and colder conditions in the northern United States. However, La Nina is only one factor that will affect this winter's weather. Low solar activity and cold ocean temperatures near Canada and Alaska will lead to a cold pattern in the eastern United States early this winter. If you take a look at our forecast for early this winter, we do have colder than normal temperatures across much of the eastern United States and warmer than normal temperatures across much of the southwest and western United States. 2 to 5 degrees below normal for Indiana early this winter. Luckily, I expect spring to come early with warmer than normal temperatures in late winter months, especially in February. If you take a look at our late winter temperatures, we will see temperatures 3 to 5 degrees above normal in the eastern United States with cooler than normal temperatures in the western United States. This could lead to some big storms in late winter, especially into February and March, and that big warm up that everybody will be very excited about as we come to spring. However, for now, we'll have to deal with the frigid weather. Expect very cold temperatures to end the week with lows in the teens. If you take a look at our 7-day forecast, we'll be 45 degrees on your Wednesday, but as a cold front moves through Wednesday night into Thursday, we will drop to 32. Look at those lows in the teens, 19 degrees for a low Thursday and Friday night, and then that snow chance on Saturday, 30 degrees, about a 50% chance that we'll see snow on Saturday for now before we have more snow chances late this week and into next week. That's all for this week's weather, which marks the completion of my last forecast for Hoosier News Source. I'll graduate in December and leave the weather forecast in Zoe and Sarah's capable hands. For the last time, Anna, Lauren, back to you.
Last Monday night, IU's Interfraternity Council made an announcement regarding the campus's fraternities, following the lead of many other campuses across the country. The IFC decided to suspend all social events until this spring. IUS-TV reporter Meg O'Toole has more on this story.
Last Monday, November 27th, the IFC Executive Board held a meeting in which they decided to suspend all social and new member activities. That evening, the council released the following statement to the university. We are suspending all social activities in which alcohol is present and unsupervised new member education programs effective immediately until February 28, 2018. During this time, we will be having active conversations with the key stakeholders in our community to arrive at concrete solutions to enhance the health and safety of this community.
At first I was surprised, but I realized something had to be done, and in my opinion, I think it's one of the best case scenarios.
I'm sure it's a good move. I mean, it definitely, shows some solidarity between, the fraternities and the community.
This suspension comes after several schools, including Ball State University, University of Michigan, and The Ohio State University, decided to do the same. I'm here in North Jordan just a few days after the IFC announced their suspension of fraternities on campus. Although many members are upset about this suspension, they are looking forward to a safer Greek environment.
I think it'll be very different. I think there's going to be a lot more rules and regulations put in place. I think there's just going to be a lot of stuff to prevent this from happening again.
The suspension hopes to put an end to hazing and alcohol violations within the Greek community. This comes with the goal of preventing any greater consequences for the Greek life system.
I think it's for them to suspend themselves, kind of turn themselves in before they, get themselves into any deeper trouble with someone else other than the fraternities themselves.
Yes, I do think it's beneficial because, like I said before, something needed to happen, and just hope Greek life can get its name back.
For Hoosier News Source, I'm Meg O'Toole.
The IFC suspension is set in March 2018. To stay updated on the fraternity suspension, follow the IU IFC Twitter account at IUB_IFC. The Pan-Hellenic Association is also responding to the fraternity suspension by implementing new programs to create safer social environments. More alcohol awareness programs for new members and monthly sisterhood events are among two of the main additions. Along with these goals, the Council hopes to standardize risk management expectations with fraternity members. The Pan-Hellenic Association stated in a press release, "This is an opportunity to strengthen ourselves internally with the ultimate objective of being a catalyst for change at Indiana University."
The Monroe County Correctional Center continuously struggles with overpopulation issues. Hoosier News Source reporter Sophia Grimsgard tells us the cause.
It all started with a lawsuit.
We're getting a higher level of violence, criminal activity, things like that within the jail.
In 2009, the American Civil Liberties Union of Indiana sued the Monroe County Jail for overcrowding. Judges now work to release low-risk offenders without posting bond to help mitigate the issue. Commander Sam Crow says the release of these offenders has been lax in past years. He says that as the jail fills with more violent offenders, it fills with many repeat opioid users, making for unintended consequences.
The more inmates you have, the more liability there is on the jail.
And issues like infection and violence infiltrate the jail.
The county agreed in 2009 to limit the number of inmates to around 278, but recently numbers have gotten to over 300 inmates.
A large percentage of the people that get arrested have either a drug or alcohol issue.
Inmates like Joshua Arthur, who was jailed for robbery, says his addiction to opioids fueled most of his problems.
When I was incarcerated, you're around a lot of people that are dealing with the same thing, and not a lot of people want to be sober.
Inmate Joshua Arthur says that while they cleanse their bodies of opioids, they fall back into old patterns as soon as they're out. That's why the jail offers the New Beginnings program, where addicts get the help they need to stay sober. Arthur says without it, he would be
probably on my way to death.
And freedom from addiction from the last place you'd expect, a jail.
For more information on the facility, visit monroecountysheriffsoffice.us. Indiana might be finally changing a law that dates back to the Prohibition era. The state has a law that prevents any purchasing of alcohol from convenient liquor or grocery stores on Sundays. The Indiana Alcohol Code Revision Commission is looking at drafting a new bill to allow purchasing alcohol in these stores on Sundays. The decision has yet to be determined, but the commission is going to look at revising the law on January 3rd.
IUSA Congress discussed a resolution discussing gun policies on campus. Hoosier News Source reporter Abir Cameron gives us a recap of the meeting.
This Tuesday, IUSA considered legislature regarding safety and gun violence on campus. Sponsored by the Student Life Committee, the resolution strives to promote policies to lower the risk of a potential mass shooting occurring on campus.
Gun control is something that works. I think also another thing that in different cases we've seen that mental health also plays a role. And investing in mental health isn't just a gun violence problem, it's a public health issue.
Advocates like Calvin Sanders believe that the incidents in Texas and Las Vegas have shown that mass shootings are a greater threat than ever. Other members see the bill as vague. Among those included Dakota Coates.
So the main reasons that I'm opposed to the SAFE Act, the predominant one is due to the fact that it's vague. I think that it doesn't allow for, it allows for too much interpretation by the executive branch and allows for too little oversight by Congress.
Delegate Mason Walther argued that the bill was left open to interpretation so that the student government could confer with local officials and policymakers on the specific steps needed to be taken.
You will see a finished product. We will come before you and say, hey, we've talked with IU, we've talked with Bloomington Faculty Council. These are the policies we would like to bring forward. We've talked to state representatives. Here's how we think we can make this work. But if you want to have more input on the process before we come to you and say, these are the things that we think should happen, now would be a really good time to have that input.
The bill was extensively discussed after Walther's speech, and Congress ultimately voted to table the bill. Walther hopes that Congress will ratify the bill after the committee edits it to address members' concerns.
It would have been nice to already have that writ saying, we care about this, we want something to happen. But the feedback I've gotten from this is essentially just that they want to know exactly what they're signing their names to.
For Hoosier News Source, I'm Abir Kamran.
For more information, check the IUS TV Facebook page for live streams of congressional meetings.
The League of American Bicyclists awarded Indiana University a silver-level bicycle-friendly university. The country has a total of 182 bicycle-friendly universities, with IU being a part of the 54 at the silver level. The university has had a goal of being more bicycle-friendly throughout the Bicycle Master Plan made in 2015. The league awarded IU this level because they feel that the university has showed commitment to safety, health, and has made improvements to the infrastructure on bike lanes around campus. For more information on bike safety on university campuses, visit bikeleague.org/university. Coming up, we'll tell you how Hoosiers did in sports this week.
Plus, how well do your fellow classmates know leaders around the world? We show you.
These stories and more coming up. Stay with us.
And it's an honor to be here.
After suffering a season-ending injury in late March,
as you can see behind me. Welcome back. Bloomington is in the holiday spirit, offering free parking downtown for select days this winter. Parking in the public garages will be free all day, every Saturday in December. For those Hoosiers staying in Bloomington over the holiday, all downtown parking will be free from December 24th to January 1st. These days are all recognized as holidays by the city of Bloomington. A lot is going on around the world right now, and Hoosier News Source reporter Courtney Sisk has the latest lowdown. Courtney.
Thanks, Lauren. Let's take a look at what's been going on in the world around us. The U.S. and South Korea have started air combat drills, which are expected to last until Friday. The purpose of the drills are to boost combat effectiveness between the U.S. and South Korea. The two countries plan to carry out simulated strikes on North Korean missile testing sites. The drills come a week after North Korea tested an ICBM that claims it can reach as far as D.C. The Mount Agung alert in Bali remains at maximum level, and a state of emergency on the island is extended until December 10th. The volcano erupted last week, but experts say there is a chance it will erupt again. Indonesia's Disaster Mitigation Agency said most of Bali is safe for tourists, except for a 6-mile radius around the volcano. Over 55,000 people are still living in shelters. They're in our headlines every week, but would IU students be able to recognize political leaders if they saw them? This week, I went out to test some Hoosier world knowledge. Let's see how they did.
That's Putin. That looks like Vladimir Putin to me.
Is he Russian?
No.
Putin. Putin.
No.
Vladimir Putin?
It is. You want to take a guess?
No.
Okay, this is Putin.
He's the Prime Minister from Canada.
No idea.
Justin Trudeau.
Does he work with the athletic department or something?
Yes, Justin Trudeau. Oh my God, you don't know Justin Trudeau?
I don't remember his name, but he's
Republican.
he's the guy who he's the Prime Minister of Canada.
Kim Jong-un.
Is that Kim Jong-un?
It is.
Yeah, he's the president of
North
Korea.
Yep, Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Ain't he like the North Korean person?
Mm-hmm. Kim Jong Il or Un, one of them.
Kim Jong Il or Un. Un. It's too young looking to be John McCain.
I know it's Mike.
That's Mike Pence.
What's his
Mike
name?
Pence, right?
Sure. Yes, Mike Pence.
He looked familiar. He's here, right?
Yes, Mike Pence.
Oh, that's Joe Biden. Not Joe
Mike
Biden. Oh my gosh, Mike Pence.
You got
They're
it.
both old and white, so I have problems distinguishing stuff.
I forgot his name. Mike Pence.
Mike Pence.
I almost said Clinton.
What's his name again?
Mike Pence.
Mike Pence.
While it seems almost evenly split, some students really know their political leaders. That's all for this week's Lowdown. If you know of a world news topic that you would like covered, let me know on Twitter at CGCISC Laura, Anna, back to you.
Thanks, Courtney. Many IU sports teams were back in action this week. IUS TV sports reporter Andrew Walker joins us in studio with the highlights. Andrew?
The Hoosier men's basketball team was back on the court at Assembly Hall Monday night to take on the Iowa Hawkeyes. Indiana cruised to a victory, jumping out to a big lead and outscoring Iowa 41-26 in the first half. The Hoosiers took care of business with the final score swinging heavily in Indiana's favor, 77-64. The Hoosiers will be back in action this Saturday as they take on the Louisville Cardinals in Louisville. The IU men's soccer team is on their way to Philly to take on the number 3 North Carolina in the College Cup. The Hoosiers get there off a nail-biting victory against Michigan State Friday night. The still undefeated Hoosiers won the match 3-2 on penalty kicks after 2 overtimes tied at 1-1. Trey Muse made the match-winning save to seal the deal and send the Hoosiers to Philly. The IU women's basketball team was in Assembly Hall on Sunday evening, and despite outscoring Auburn 34-24 in the second and third quarters, the Hoosiers were outscored 23-15 in the fourth quarter and ended up losing to Auburn. The women's basketball team is an even 4-4, and their next game is against Northern Kentucky this Saturday at 7 p.m. So, did you guys go to the Duke game? What did you think?
Yeah, I went to the Duke game, and honestly, I think the team is really improving this year. I think it's the coach. I think the players are doing a lot better, and I was really shocked, and hopefully that they'll pull out this season.
Yeah, and I did not go, but my roommates all went, and they said the fans this year are insane. So
Oh, they're absolutely incredible.
that's awesome for the team, though.
Absolutely.
For sure. Thanks, Andrew. Well, that's all we have for you this week. For more campus and local news, visit our website at iustv.com.
And like us on social media. Like us on Facebook at IUS TV News and follow us on Twitter at Hoosier NW Source.
From all of us here at IUS TV, thanks for watching and have a wonderful and safe holiday break. We'll see you back in 2018.